Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. After announcing in her budget that councils were allowed to put the council tax up, Shona Robinson then begged them not to, and they ignored her. So now John Swinney has come out and he's telling them, please, don't put them up. We know you want to put them up by 20%, but don't, it will make us look bad. The councils, of course, are like, yeah, okay. Let's put it up 25% instead. Literally that. He's urging the councils not to give these massive rises. He says he doesn't want any rise more than single figures, doesn't want any double-digit rises. Meanwhile, Cosler have warned that you need to expect some of them hitting 20, 22, 25% rise in council tax to cover last year's freeze where they lost so much money and the fact that the money this year is nowhere near enough for what they've announced as pay rises to public sector workers. It's great, isn't it? The government announces the pay rise, but the councils have to pay it. And the government don't give them enough money to cover the pay rise. What do they think is going to happen? A week before the budget, a survey of the local government finances by COSLA, the sort of umbrella body, said that they're going to need £15 billion more. Oh dear. How are they going to get that? Well, the government are going to give them an extra £7 billion. Well, that leaves an £8 billion shortfall. And that means people, taxes. Not all is going to be on council tax rise, but they are going to put fees up for planning, fees up for parking, fees up for use of anything that they can put the fee up for. Things are about to get very, very expensive. But likes of Aberdeenshire is putting a 17% increase, for example. They won't be alone. A lot of them are going to be around that level. What they're saying is that covers their basic needs, including the rise from last year when they had a freeze. But some will be more. And we did a story yesterday about Argyll and Bute. They're looking at a 20 to 22% rise. Swinney, is begging them to go no more than 9%. Swinney is whistling in the wind if he thinks that these councils are going to settle for 9%. It's very important for him to recognise the fact that you can't keep cutting what you're giving the councils and then telling them they must spend more on wages and things and not give them any opportunity to make that money back. This has got to be centrally funded. Taxpayers can only be squeezed so much. And people will go hungry in order to pay their council tax. But what are they getting for it? Sweet FA. They're paying extra and extra and extra, and they're still getting their services cut. And the thing is, those who pay the most generally get very little back because they're not in a position to actually need half the things that council tax is set on. We need to take a fresh look at how this whole system works. It's unfair. And it shouldn't be based on anything other than ability to pay. So simple. You just get rid of all council tax. Just add it on to general income tax. 1 penny on income tax to cover it. Jobs are good 'un. And then what happens is central government gives the money out weighted, by, say, population and area. You can do a double weighting. And then just dishes this money out to the councils directly. There's no council taxes, there's no council tax increase or anything like that. It's done on an ability to pay, and it stops local councils forcing on extra monies because they're very inefficient. They're forced to live within their means. Genius idea, but no one will ever do it, of course, because the councils don't want to give up their power. And, it's one of those things. Local accountability is how they scream it. When you're getting the cash, who cares? If that's the case, councillors get a basic flat rate. £50 a meeting. That's it. And that includes, if you just give them £50 a meeting, you have 1-2 meetings a month. There you go. What else do you need? It's not a full-time job, is it? Anyway, thanks very much. Take care. Goodbye.